fun days and 17th by our next incredible roadmap convention we're going to have in Irvine, California as well. We're excited to have you. We're going to dive into it right now. I'm going to actually introduce you to the host of the call today, which we're really excited to have on. I got to tell you, it's such a blessing for Riman to have North America General Manager Betty Perez. You know, she has over a decade experience in skincare, entrepreneurship, business development, and her knowledge and her expertise in marketing, as well as really product development and understanding the ingredients and the science of how and what skincare should be and to be accepted and successful in North America market. And we're so grateful to have her leading the call with us tonight. So let's go out to Southern California right now at Riman North America on the headquarters and welcome our General Manager, Ms. Betty Perez.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you for being on the call today, opening it up with such great energy and such just positive vibes. And, you know, I feel the same about you. It's such a blessing to be here working alongside with you, as well as our leaders. And it's just such an incredible time to be a part of something so special. So I'm really excited about today's call, Danny. Are you so excited about today's call?
Extremely excited. I'm ready to take some notes right now.
Ready to take some notes. All right. Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. And you know, for those of you who don't know me, you might have just gotten started yesterday. You might have gotten started this week. Again, my name is Betty Perez, and I have the honor to serve you here in North America. And it's such a pleasure to be a part of a company that has just done it right, you know, has done it right in so many different elements of business. And it's really a joy to be here at the forefront. As most of you know, this is our very first year of business in Riman North America. But it's been about almost, we're in our 5th year, 6 years in March next year. So we're in our 5th year in Korea, where it all started, which, you know, for those of you who may have gotten started this month or a few months ago, you know that right now, South Korea really has become the mark of beauty and of all things innovation when it comes to the personal skincare industry. And so we want to welcome you to this series. Like Mr. Danny Bay said, our president of sales, this series is available for you every single month. It's called Innovation Meets Tradition because we are passionate about our products. You know, our chairman, our CEO, our global CEO, they made a commitment to make products that were not just another product. They were committed to making products that brought the difference that you're looking for, a difference that we want everybody to experience, because we know that when they experience the difference, they're gonna love it. And we have many calls throughout the month to help you with your business activities if you're a planner. But we also have this series dedicated to product information. And it happens right around the 3rd week of every month. And we bring on different experts where they talk about skincare, they talk about hair care, they talk about nutrition, you know, and today's episode is very special. I'm actually the most excited for this episode because you've asked for it. You, our community, said, hey, we've got questions and we want some answers, right? And so there is a very popular podcast episode series out there called AMA. If you're a podcaster like me, you've probably heard of it. They're some of my favorites, and it stands for Ask Me Anything, right? And so the great news is today you don't get to ask me anything. You get to ask the experts a lot of different things. So over the course of the last month, we've been collecting different questions that you have regarding products, regarding usage of the product, regarding what's coming next. You guys want to know, right? And we might be dropping some hints today as to what is coming next. So we're going to dive right into it. So for today's call, I want to introduce you to your experts. And we've got two different experts on today's call for our Tradition Meets Innovation call. And the very first person I want to bring on, she is no stranger to you. She is our beautiful face here at Riman North America, Andrea Troilo, who has a biochemistry degree from UCLA. And in addition, she worked at a raw material space where she oversaw product formulation as well as ingredient profile. And she spent a lot of time in the lab. So she really understands ingredients. And it's one of the main reasons why she chose Riman. She is our product specialist and North American marketing manager. Miss Angie, welcome to our call.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, Betty. It's a pleasure to be, on the webinar live. I'm so used to recording things to everybody for Riman Days on Mondays, for those of you who watch, but this is so exciting to be here today.
We're so excited to have you on, and I can't tell you the amount of people that always say, hey, where is that wonderful lady, the beautiful lady with the red hair, right? Ms. Angie. And so you guys want her, she's here live in the flesh, and so we get to ask her questions, right? Now, our second expert, Angie, I know both you and I, we've been preparing for this call, and we're so excited to have this individual on. He's coming all the way from Seoul, South Korea. He is wonderful. He has been such not just a colleague, but I would say a true friend to us here at Riman North America. Dr. Hee-Dong Woo, he is our executive product officer, and he holds a PhD of agricultural biotechnology with professional experience in healthcare research and development, including cosmetics and nutrition. In addition, and I would say most importantly, he is dedicated to the science and innovation of Riman's heritage ingredients, and works directly with our chairman, Mr. On, who I like to call the Steve Jobs of products when it comes to the personal care industry. And so he's really got true insight and knowledge to our products. So Dr. Woo, are you with us? And welcome to the call.
Introducing myself, introducing me, Betty. Welcome. Hello again. Then I'd like to introduce briefly myself. I'm Hee-Dong Woo, and then I oversee product safety and the quality assurance and global supply chain management. And then I also play a role in Riman's hours, heritage strategy development and shaping our product portfolio. On a typical day, I carried out our product development policy, which starts with considering consumer demand and our distributors' demand. And we use a comprehensive product design procedures, and I lead a strategic approach from product formulation, highlighting our heritage ingredients and utilizing technology based on scientific evidence to product packaging with sustainable and reasonably sourced materials. That's a brief introduction what I'm doing, and I'm very happy to be with you today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Woo, and thank you for that explanation of your background. And like I said, yes, he's got all the knowledge, the expertise, and he just cares so much. Dr. Woo was actually the very first person that I got to meet last year when we started, or earlier this year, I should say, when I started here officially at Riman, and your insight to the product was incredible. So that said, Angie, I just introduced you very briefly. I'd love for you to touch a little bit on your background, and then we'll dive right into questions.
Absolutely. I feel like whenever people ask you to talk about yourself, it's suddenly like you're the most boring person in the world. But like you said, I graduated from UCLA a couple of years ago now, but with a biochem degree in the hopes of actually going towards nutritional science. But shortly thereafter, I kind of stepped into cosmetic chemistry and the concepts of formulation. And I loved that science because everything that you created had so much purpose, and it was something that I so intimately understood because I myself am a consumer. So with my past experiences and my past jobs in the raw materials industry, I was able to help formulate and create stable formulas that had fantastic textures and aligned well with certain trends. This industry is ever changing in regards to the trends, but just kind of really allowing creativity in something that you might think initially is mundane, like a shampoo or conditioner. You can create so many different things because of the technology that is ever present and ever changing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Angie, for that. And it's incredible to have you on the team. The knowledge that you bring and the passion that you bring is really exciting. And I know our planners love to see you on social as well as email you. So we're very appreciative for all that you do here at Riman North America. So that said, friends, let's go ahead and dive right in. We've got some questions, and we've been collecting questions, like I said earlier, over the past month. We've organized them. We want to answer them. And so we only have so much time. So the good news is if we don't cover your question today, don't worry, we're going to do another AMA or AEA, ask the expert anything, right? Or we'll reach out to you directly, but we want to make sure we got every single one of them, we acknowledge them. And so for today's episode, we are going to dive right in. And I want to start with the first one. We'll put the question here on the screen so you can see it. And we thought this would be a really great question to start with, just to get the conversation going. So one of the questions is, hey, what is the difference between Riman and other clean beauty products, right? So before I share with you my insight, why don't we go ahead and start with Angie? Why don't you give us your take on this question, and then we'll go to Hidong.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think one of the things that is so wonderful about Riman is, as I had mentioned, I am a consumer myself, so I understand things from not only the formulation perspective, but in participating in the use of the product. So I can say confidently that one of the biggest differences between Riman and other, clean beauty products is simply our philosophy, the philosophy that we push forth in everything, be it our marketing or be it our formulas. And I know this philosophy is something that was worked on very hard and for a long time with Mr. On and his team. And so I can feel that thought in that process when I talk about the products on my end. So fully embracing the K-beauty status and ensuring that our products are there for you to protect and prevent against certain issues rather than just problem solving. So, we're not just offering mask and spot treatments or, color correctors to cover up a pre-existing issue. We are offering you a foundational way to ensure that your skin is beautiful at its best when it has nothing on it at all. And to do that, I feel like kind of is the second component of why we are different, and that's the ingredients we choose to go with, our connection with Jeju Island, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So it brings a lot of cultural significance, but it also keeps us sustainably responsible and also keeps us constantly innovative. So with utilizing our giant young pool, being a proprietary plant for us to use here at Riman, but then also that Jeju Lava Energy Water, which does have those benefits for the skin, we can create these formulas that are unlike anything else, all with their story connected to Jeju. So that's for sure for where I'm thinking of, at least in terms of Riman.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Angie, for that answer. And I love that because, at least for me, right, I don't ever like to start looking at what's on my left and what's on my right. We want to focus on what we have. And what we have here, my friends, is a philosophy, like Miss Angie said, that is unparalleled. It's a philosophy based in principles that have been harnessed over thousands of years, the principles of cleansing, hydrating, protecting. And if you've been on our other AMA or other Innovation Meets Tradition episodes, we had a dermatologist on who's part of our scientific advisory board, Dr. Mark Blair, who I think said it so well. He said, you know what, Betty, it's just that Riman does it so well. It's that Riman has put in the time, the effort, the innovation, the resources, the investment into making sure that it just does everything right. So love that answer. Thank you, Angie. And I want to go out to Hidong in Korea, being right there in the heart of it, directly with our chairman and in the lab. So would love to hear your answer, Hidong.
Thank you, Betty. Then I thank you, Angie, at first, and then I think that your answer is very good to explaining our philosophy of our products. Then in addition to the Angie's first answers, I think that I can explain like that. When we design a new formula, we do focus on two main factors. The first one is the immediate benefit to our skin. And the other thing is the efficient formula delivery technology from the formula technology point of view. And then those are significantly correlated to secure the safety of our formula by selecting no irritative ingredients and safe and gentle ingredients. Then ingredients is the important point. And then as an example, unlike other companies, we start the formula design from our key ingredients manufacturing process in Jeju, as mentioned. And then which doesn't allow any chemical-based solvent and chemical component to Byungpul leaf water process. So it's a typical example how we are making different our cosmetic ingredients in our own manufacturing facility in Jeju.
Absolutely. And as you see me looking down, it's because I was taking notes. So thank you for that wonderful answer, Dr. Wu. And you know, so here's the takeaway for our audience today. I know a lot of us, you know, we're planners and we want to make sure and relay the right information to our customers. And if I could sum up everything that was said into three main things: we have our philosophy, we have our ingredients, we have our technology that is all encompassed in safety and proprietary elements. You know, Dr. Wu actually has this coat on right now from Ask Labs. That is our very own lab where we do R&D, where we make a lot of our product, especially the proprietary aspect of our product. We do not allow any outside manufacturer to see our entire formula, which is why our creative team went out there and invested in our very own lab to produce the heart and soul of these formulations. So thank you, Angie. Thank you, Hidong. That was fantastic. I hope everybody got some great points from that to share with potential customers and potential planners. Next question number 2, let's go to that. Double cleansing. Can you double cleanse with just one of the cleansers? And quick side note, if you're a little bit newer, we have our cleansing oil, we have our snow enzyme, and we have our active powder. So we have 3 different cleansers. Do you double cleanse 2 times per day and night, or can I double cleanse only when I use SPF and or makeup? So Angie, why don't you go ahead and take that question?
Yeah, so this is definitely a multi-pronged answer. So I hope I touch on everything. But in reality, the essence of double cleansing is double because you're using 2 different systems, so to speak, and one system needs to be oil-based. So, you know, be it an oil cleanser or a cleansing balm, and then the other needs to be water-based. And so this works with solubilities in the sense that oil is going to dissolve other oils. So oil is going to break down your makeup, your SPF, the sebum on your face, which is that oil that's naturally produced by your pores, and that's going to allow for it to be lifted off your face, and then you go in with your water-based cleanser to fully kind of emulsify and take it off such that it washes down the drain. So with that being said, you need both cleansers to effectively double cleanse. Now in the topic of, you know, if you have to do it 2 times a day, the products were designed for you to do it twice a day, morning and night. And that is because when you sleep, you still have an accumulation of a couple different things on your face. It's going to be, you know, just dirt from rolling around on a pillow that might have, you know, not seen the washing machine a couple of days, but that, and then also your skin still does produce sebum during the night. And this goes for men as well. I know that sometimes men don't really have as much as a routine, but they actually create more sebum than women do. So they can actually be oilier in the morning. So you should be double cleansing twice a day. But that being said, there are, you know, flexibilities in the sense that the biggest routine we want to encourage for you is a routine that you've created for yourself and for your skin. So, you know, every once in a while, including that active cleanup powder instead of the snow enzyme cleanser, or, you know, maybe in the morning, just doing the snow enzyme or doing just water like I do, all of that's okay because you created your ritual. So in kind of that aspect, you can double cleanse, or you should double cleanse twice a day, but, you know, there is some flexibilities with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Angie. And that's something that we, you know, we want you to take note of, is that these products are more than a regimen. They're more than a system. They're more than a process, and they're definitely not a chore. It's a ritual. This is you taking some time in the day to set aside and care for the largest organ in your body. You know, your body is your home. You live in it, and we want you to care for it just like you would, you know, your actual physical home with the rest of your family. So ultimately, I love what Angie said. It's, yes, the system was designed, the ritual was designed for you to use twice a day. However, you know, what always ends up working the best is consistency. So what can you do that's going to work day in and day out that you can keep up with? And that will be the best ritual for you. Dr. Wu, is there anything else that you'd like to add on this question, on this answer?
No, it's the perfect answer, I think. And then I think that I can add in the next questions from there.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's go on to the third question. Third question, we can see it on the screen, please. What are the main differences and benefits between the active powder and snow enzyme, and when and how should I be using either or both, right? So then we have the cleansing oil, snow enzyme, and active powder. We just talked about double cleansing. And so now, Hee-dong, why don't you differentiate for us the main benefits for each, the snow enzyme and the active powder?
Yeah, I'd like to give some answers from the technology point of view. So, formula technology point of view, there are higher content of enzyme-based ingredient, which is papain. Papain is a typical name of enzyme-based ingredients in cosmetic. And the higher content of enzyme-based ingredients in active cleanup powder than snow enzyme cleanser. That's the product design point of view difference. So snow enzyme cleanser formula is originally designed for hydrating as well as cleansing. So which is recommended for the daily uses in order to provide more hydration than normal cleansers and the basic cleansing performance. And our recommendation for the active cleanup powder is 2 to 4 times a week for cleansing the accumulated dead skin cells on top of our skin. So the purpose of formula design is quite different between snow enzyme cleanser and active cleanup powder. And also, enzyme-based ingredients works for cleanse the protein-contained contaminants on top of our skin and eliminate from our skin. So that is some formula point of view explanation why the two products are differently designed with a different content of the enzyme-based ingredients.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Wu. And so in summary, snow enzyme, use that on a daily basis, right? Pairing with the cleansing oil first, snow enzyme, and the active powder. You use that a few times a week to remove all the dead skin cells. As Dr. Wu said, there are more enzymes in the product to make sure you've got that clean, new skin coming through, which helps with the youthful process. I don't want to say the aging process, the youthful process, because because that's what we want to promote. It's a mindset, not just something that is physically it's not just a physical appearance. So thank you, Dr. Wu. All right, next question. Question number 4, and I love that we got this question because I feel like this is something that we don't speak of as much, and it's a great opportunity to talk about it. So 4th question is, what is hyalocollagen 3, and what is hyalocollagen 3 and its benefit for my skin? And so this is a complex that is found in our body care line. So Dr. Wu, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
It's simple. From my point of view, I think the hyaluronate is one of most popular ingredients in cosmetic industry, which are aiming to provide the hydration benefits to the skin. So hydration is important, regardless of any kind of the cosmetic product. And then collagen is one of key protein-based components in our skin, especially in dermis. So I think that our formula developers designed that ingredient in order to provide 2 benefits in one ingredient: the hydration benefit as well as providing collagen proteins into the skin. So simply, the hyalucollagen 3 is very specialized for the super hydration. It can keep 1,000 times more moisture than themselves. It's the capacity of the keeping hydration into their body, into their molecules. And then you can keep the 1,000 times more moisture than their molecular weight. And then we can have more moisturization into the skin through that ingredient. That's the specialized ingredients characteristics.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Wu. Angie, is there anything you'd like to add to this answer?
Yeah, I'd love to. As Dr. Wu had mentioned, hyaluronic acids become, I would say, a pretty trending topic and ingredient in the last few years. You'll see certain brands that are just selling it raw, in a bottle. And so it is so powerful because, as Dr. Wu had mentioned, a single molecule, depending on its molecular weight, can bind up to 1,000 times its weight in water, in atmospheric water. So it's a very powerful humectant, which is essentially a molecule that attracts atmospheric water to the surface of your skin. So just very innate hydration, very basic in its hydration claim. But the second thing about it is that, it allows for a novelty for our Bodolab body products, in the sense that not a lot of body products have active ingredient claims. You'll so often have a lotion and, your biggest issue will probably be what scent your lotion is. But now you're getting a lotion that has genuine benefits for skin that also can age, can also be dry. So I just really like kind of that targeted performance that comes with these products and with that specific ingredient as well.
That's great. That's fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Wu and Angie. And I love that this was brought up, because I think a lot of times when we think about taking care of our skin, we think of our face, right? We think of the skin on our face. We're not thinking as much as the skin on our body. That's something even I've been guilty of until, Riman and I got to learn from Dr. Wu just all of the benefits and the technology and targeted performance of these ingredients. And so I think for anybody today that has not been using their Bodolab body cream as part of their ritual every night, just know that this Hyaluronic 3 is there, and it has incredible performance to ensure that all of your skin, which again, your skin is the largest organ in your body, it's a lot of ground it covers, is there to protect you and look its best, but also feel its best. So awesome. Thank you for that. All right. Next question number 5. So this one I'm excited about. This one too, I was thinking question number 6, but this one too. I know that some people actually in the comment sections have been asking things related to this. And so we wanted to address it today is, should I expect any reactions when I begin using this skincare product? So Angie, why don't we go and start with you, and then we'll go to Hidong for this question.
Yeah, no, so this is a great question. With any product or introduction of a new product to your routine, despite how common the ingredients are or how basic the formula is, it's something new for your skin. And so what I always suggest is that in starting something new, that you stay consistent with it for at least a full skin cycle. So that's going to be anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. And in that time, essentially, this kind of brings up 2 different terms we like to use, at Riman, and that's going to be skin training and skin purging. So skin training is the concept of using something consistently to see results. And it's really important for things like K-Beauty and like products that we have here at Riman, because the products are gentle in their efficacies such that consistent use will bring the results. And then the second one, skin purging, is more of a common term used for harsher actives. So it's going to be your retinoids, your acids, and it's essentially what occurs when you're using these things that irritate the skin, and it causes for a sloughing off of the skin much faster, which also unearths deeper lying imperfections such as pimples and things like that. So people who start out retinoids might get a little bit of redness, some flaking, and then some breakouts as well. There is, to a small extent, something that occurs with utilizing Insulderm lime, but it's all of good things. So because it is so hydrating, the Insulderm lime, it essentially can bring skin that was previously dehydrated or unhealthy back to a normal cell cycle, such that you might notice some, deeper laying imperfections rise to the surface, some breakouts or pimples, but that's simply because you're allowing your skin to return to a skin cycle that might have otherwise been delayed. Beyond that, if you're having reactions past that 4 to 8 week window, that's when I want y'all to reach out to me or to see us at Riman, and we will troubleshoot with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Angie. And this is the term that, here in our office, we've been talking about. We want to start introducing more, which is what Angie just spoke about, this concept of skin training. Angie, we when we start using new products, we want to see, and this goes with really anything, right? Just generally in life, we want to see these immediate results. And the nice thing is, Riman does deliver very quick results. When people use the product, they do see a difference right then and there. A lot of the times, obviously it's not something we can guarantee. However, at the very end of the day, we've been living in this skin for decades, right? And we've got underlying, whether it's challenges or potential, just things that we can address. And so if we just understand that this concept that we are training the skin with these products, like you said, through a whole cycle, 4 to 8 weeks, there's things that are going to rise to the surface. That goes with any training program in life. You think about going to the gym, you start a new training program. It's not easy in the beginning, but if you keep consistent with it, you love the results, right? So main thing here is, be consistent with it. And yes, there could be some purging aspects that come to the surface, but, we, from what we know and what we see and the stories that we, that have been told, people absolutely love the results. So Dr. Wu, is there anything else that you'd like to add to this answer?
Thank you, Angie and Betty. So it is very, very good answer. And then I like the term of the concept of the skin training. And then I heard that the skin health consistency from Angie's answer. And then it is very, very right answer. And then technically you can say that it's a kind of the biological homeostasis, but it's very technical terms. I don't like to use that terms in this meeting, but the consistency and then skin training is a very good term to explain how we are thinking. Perfect, it's the right answer. Angie, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Wu. Thank you, Angie. Okay. Next question. Something I was very excited to talk about, although I was very excited to talk about this previous question too, because I know it's come up a lot, and I think our audience got some clarity today. So this question, this is also coming up quite a bit. Do you have a sunscreen? And if so, what should I look for in this sunscreen? And so I'd like to address this very quickly, and then I want to go to Hee-dong to share some very insightful facts. So the direct answer is no, we do not have a sunscreen here in North America yet, keyword being yet. And by the way, I hear new product launches are never done just randomly throughout the year. They're done at very special events such as conventions, right? So if you want to see new product launches, you got to be at convention. Okay. Now that said, just recently, Hee-dong, Dr. Wu, there was a lot of news regarding sunscreen over this past weekend, right? So it all started with Representative AOC posted on Instagram that America deserves better sunscreen. And she said that some of the best sunscreens that are found right now are in South Korea. This then led to Forbes wrote about it and the Wall Street Journal wrote about it. And this week there has been just a lot of discussion about sunscreens in the US. And so here's some fun facts for us to know about. So the US, the States has not approved a new sunscreen ingredient, the FDA, which is the group that regulates this, in over 2 decades. So the US only has 16 ingredients to work with, right? And while South Korea, as well as other countries, have more ingredients to work with. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but one of the main reasons that South Korea sunscreens are just being spoken about virally is not just their efficacy, but also the way they absorb so nicely, the way they feel, their texture. And now this is important, the publications were saying, because at the very end of the day, and it's something that Angie talked about earlier, the thing that works the best is the thing that you can consistently do. It's all about being consistent and putting to use your products. You could have the best products, you could have the best supplements, but if you don't use them, you won't experience the results. And so what's happening here in the US is because we lack certain ingredients approval, such as other countries, the result is that a lot of the sunscreens here in the US are very chalky. I don't know if you've experienced this. I for sure have experienced this. When I put it on, there's a white residue and it's just not as appealing, right? And so what's happening is a lot of people they don't wear it because it's not comfortable, it's not convenient. And so people are praising South Korea for having products that have a very elegant texture, that absorb very well, and ultimately do not get in the way of the skincare and or makeup routine for people that wear makeup. So I thought that was really neat that this came up this past week. And Dr. Wu, I spoke to you about it pretty much immediately the day after, and I wanted for the audience to hear your take and the facts behind why is it that South Korea, and let's just say Riman, right? Riman produces such a beautiful sunscreen. So would love to hear from you on that.
Thank you, Betty. And then before providing my answer, and then I'm very proud of one of small member in K-Beauty Society. And then I think that I like to say that the Korean sunscreen as a K-Beauty sunscreen. So K-Beauty sunscreen has been developed and improved from a skincare item, though US sunscreen item have been regulated as an over-the-counter drug item. So it's a very huge different regulatory environment. So from the regulation point of view, the US-based sunscreen should be regulated from a very strict environment. But in Korea, sunscreen as a skincare item has been also regulated by KFDA with a very negative, small regulations as a functional cosmetic, and which is very unique regulatory category in the world. And among cosmetic items, Korean sunscreen could be combined with other functional benefits to have more smooth texture and more hydration and anti-wrinkle functions to the skin, as well as brightening. Not focused on only protecting ultraviolet from the sun. So I think that that's a key environment which can make K-Beauty sunscreen more diverse in terms of the skin benefit point of view. So I think it's one of the reasons why K-Beauty has developed the innovative skincare technology in cosmetic industry.
Thank you, Dr. Wu. Thank you for that answer. And I think you're right. This is, yes, it's a testament to Korea, K-Beauty sunscreen, sun gels, but it's just a testament all in all to K-Beauty. Korean skincare, Korea manufacturers, K-Beauty has become, like I was saying earlier, just super advanced and has become, it's known colloquially as a mark of beauty. And a lot of that is because of the innovation that takes place in Korea. As Dr. Wu mentioned, it's very advanced, constantly looking for new ways, new methods, and not scared to try new things. And as a result, K-Beauty has just really created a name for itself. And specifically here at Riman, we've gone the extra mile to not just necessarily adopt a K-Beauty philosophy, but also, like we said, we answered in the first question, to ensure that as much of our product is, yes, it's a philosophy, it's safe, there is proprietary ingredients that hail from the island of Jeju, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And like we said earlier, this isn't something that just happened in the last 5 years since Riman started. And of course, not in the year that Riman's been here in North America, Dr. Wu, but it's really, it's over 2 decades with our chairman's research and development into Centella over 2 decades ago. And this has been progress in the making. And yes, it emerged 5 years ago in South Korea as Riman, and now here in North America. But it's incredible. And so this is something that you can be proud of, that you can share with potential customers, potential planners, is just the innovation that South Korea has when it comes to the personal care space, including sunscreen. So, that said, like I said, we don't have sunscreen yet, keyword being yet, but what you can trust is that when we do have sunscreen, while yes, of course, it will be regulated by US FDA when it launches here in the US, you can just be proud that it is ultimately hailing from South Korea, that has experience in all types of other ingredients that we can use to make a product that people just love, and that it's different, and it's a difference that they're absolutely going to always want to continue experiencing. So really excited about that. And like I said, I really think that if you were not planning being at Roadmap for any reason, you might want to reconsider that, because I hear there's going to be product launches and lots of other great announcements. Okay. All right. So last question for today, and I hope you guys have been liking this episode. Let's drop some hearts in the comment box for Angie and Hidong as we dive into our last question. And if you want more of these, I want to see lots of hearts going on, so that we can convince Dr. Wu to take time out of his precious schedule in South Korea, and Angie, of course, to be on with us again. So I see lots of hearts. That's great. That is awesome. So last question for today is, what are the main differences between Insulderm and Radiant Sum line, and when or who should be using each? So as you guys know, we've got our EX line. And by the way, did you know that it stands for the expert line? So that's what the EX line is. And then we have our Radiant Sum line, the rose gold capped beautiful products that are just, they're art, right? And so let's go ahead and answer your question. Let's go ahead and start with Angie. Why don't you go ahead and start by answering this question, then we'll hear from Dr. Wu.
Yeah, so Insulderm and Radiant Sum, and when we're talking about Insulderm, I'm really focusing kind of on the last 3 steps. So it's going to be the booster, the serum, the active cream EX, and then the cleansers kind of exist on their own with the Viaton line. But Insulderm and Radiant Sum exist as their own separate entities, their own separate lines. They are both very much focused on, bringing in that skin radiance, that inner radiance. That's part of our whole kind of goal as a brand here at Riman. And they're also really surrounding around moisturization, just skin vitality, all that good stuff. And I would say because of that, they have been designed, and some products even been tested to be suitable for all ages and for all skin types. I will concede that with the Radiant Sum line, because of its delivery system, it might be a little bit too much for extremely sensitive skin types, but really they were both created for any skin type in mind. The difference really between the two is that Radiant Sum is so advanced in its technology. It's not only composed of extremely proprietary complexes, all of which have very specific purposes in formula, but it also utilizes that liposomal technology. And just in the very kind of basic notion of liposomes, you get kind of this very microscopic structure that allows for actives that otherwise would just sit on top of your skin to properly absorb into the skin and perform their target activities. So to that second part of the question, when should be using it or who should be using it, I actually created a little like infographic, if we could get that pulled up, because it's the easiest way for me to explain like how you can use each product line. So if you're using just simply Insulderm morning and night, you are good with the exact same routine. Radiant Sum, same thing, obviously, in including the double cleansing and steps previous to the 3 products in the Radiant Sum 100 line. And if you're curious about those steps, we definitely have one sheets on Explore Riman that can help you out to understand what your steps are. But you can also create a hybrid system. So that's what's really fun with these products, is that you really can allow for yourself to have kind of a play around of what works best for your skin. And so in our hybrid system, we suggest starting the morning right with the the Insulderm line at the top with the booster, the serum, and the active cream. just lightweight and moisturizing to sit on your skin very well all day. And then for, allowing to sit and really absorb into your skin overnight, that's when you bring in the Radiant Sun line. So that's going to be kind of the end of your day. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Angie. And I just saw somebody say, can we get this infographic on Explore Riman? So that's something we definitely can do. So
I'm glad you like my art.
Yeah, exactly. We encourage you to find your ritual and what works best for you. So let's go out to South Korea to Dr. Wu for your answer as well.
Okay, got it. It's very easy to understand the infographic. So the usage of the Instagram line and the Radiant Sun line is very helpful even in Korea. Thank you, Angie. So then I think that I can add some of the formula processing information on our product. So from the name of Radiant Sun 100, so everybody can see the 100, not 100%, not 100 point like that. But the meaning of the Radiant Sun 100 is the all content of Radiant Sun ample, toner, even cream has 100% liposome processed formula. It's the meaning of the 100. It means that technically I can explain that 100 means 100%. Some of the liposome ingredients using companies have maybe 15% of their formula or the 5% of their formula are a liposome processed ingredient. But in our Radiant Sun line, even toner, the liquid type toner is very difficult to make a liposome formula, but we have 100% of liposome processed formula. And then the liposome is generated by the microfluidizing process, which requires extremely high temperature and high pressure. The microfluidizing simply is dividing into very small nano-sized particles of liposome. So it is very high technology. And for the stable micro-homogenizing process, technically we can explain that it is the highly homogenizing process. Then the microfluidizing process should be very slow than normal emulsification and homogenization procedures. So from the skincare formula manufacturing efficiency point of view, is very challenging and very difficult processing step. We need a very highly skilled person, highly skilled process, and highly validated manufacturing process. And also, it requires a lot of resource investments as well. So those are not easy to explain in our advertisement, but I think that you can be very confident on our fundamentals of our Radiant Sun 100 formula and technology based on our Radiant Sun line. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wu. And what you said it's huge. It's incredible. And I hope everybody caught this. So, Angie did a great job at explaining what liposomes are. And if she actually has a video, we have a video on our Instagram page, which is We Are Riman. And if you go to the highlight reels, you're going to see Angie's Riman days that she does, and she does a fantastic job at explaining what liposomes are. So I highly encourage you to see both the short video and the longer video, because there's so much information of what it is. And what Dr. Wu just said is incredible, right? So a lot of times, and there's nothing wrong with this, right? There are lines that will use that will take certain ingredients and make and put them in a liposome technology, and they'll typically do that with the star ingredients, and that's okay. That is very normal, and it's common. what happens with the Radiansum line, hence the name Radiansum 100, is that every single ingredient in Radiansum is based on liposome technology. Okay, so unless you know the science behind liposome technology, somebody could say, hey, you know what, this line has liposomal technology, and you might think, okay, the entire line is based on liposomal technology, but no, it's typically just 1 or 2 or 3 ingredients. Let's say some ingredients, not necessarily the entire line. Radiansum 100, like Angie was saying, is the most advanced line that we have because every single ingredient in that line is based on liposomes. And it was an investment of the company. It was a desire of our chairman, Mr. On, to create this. And it's not easy. It takes a long time to create this formula. It undergoes high heat, and it's an entire process. It's science, it's chemistry, it's art. And that's what you have with the Radiansum 100 line. So, you know, if you haven't used that line, we highly encourage you to do so. It is worth every single dollar. And of course, the expert line is incredible as well. And so I always want to be very mindful of this, Angie, Dr. Wu, because of course, the science behind Radiansum 100 is incredible, as you just explained, Dr. Wu. But the expert line is great as well. So again, we always resort back to what is your ritual? What do you love? What can you use every single day? You know, I saw somebody ask on in the chat, one of the questions is for people that want to simplify their skincare. What do they suggest? We actually have resources on exploreriman.com. If you go to the drive, you're going to see all types of different rituals, regimen systems that people can use, including one that is simplified for those that, you know, might just be a little bit busier in the morning. So those were all of our questions for today. I want to thank you, we can see Dr. Wu and Angie here on the screen. That would be fantastic to see their wonderful faces. Dr. Wu, Angie, it was incredible. I think our audience really enjoyed it today. I see lots of hearts and claps. And we can't wait to have you on again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much for very anything.
Awesome. So we'll just finish off here with some announcements that I have for everybody. And if you want to learn more, again, there's different resources. Go to exploreriman.com, the drive. There's lots of infographics and different assets that you can use to educate yourself more. Also, if you don't follow us on Instagram, Angie, if you don't mind typing in the chat our Instagram handle, we are Riman. Follow us because we've got lots of information that we post about and we'll continue to post about, okay? And as always, feel free to send your answers through Instagram and we'll be doing more episodes like this. So that said, I want to go over some announcements right now, and I want to go over some specials. You know, I know that a lot of people might have not known about Radiansum 100, what the 100 meant, right? Of course, the products are beautiful, but we've got a special for you. So in the event that you haven't had the chance to try the Radiansum 100 line, today is your day. So we're excited to introduce officially to Riman North America, the advanced Riman ritual. And let me just take a step back as you're looking at this flyer. You know, we on exploreriman.com on the drive, like I was explaining earlier, we have different rituals. You know, here at Riman, we don't say a regimen or a system, although, you know, that's what we're referring to, but we want people to understand that this is self-love, and a ritual is that reverence and honor to yourself. And so we do have the essential ritual, or the mini Riman ritual, which comprises of one cleanser, Busebu, and the active cream. Then we have the Riman ritual, the daily Riman ritual, which is available as a starter kit, which I know most of you are familiar with. It's a very popular kit. But a lot of you said, hey, we want Radiansum 100 too, and especially after that wonderful explanation. So we are debuting these rituals as a promotion. And so we've got 2 different sets for you. We've got the Advanced Riman Ritual Plus, which comes with the double cleansers that we just spoke about, the cleansing oil and the cell enzyme. And yes, if your skin is a little bit on the oilier side, you still want to double cleanse, especially with that cleansing oil, because as Miss Angie said, oil pulls oil, right? You've got the exfoliant, the active powder that Dr. Wu talked about. You know, this product you want to use a few times a week. The calming gel to calm and soothe the skin after the cleansing process. And then of course, you've got the Radiansum line, the toner, the ampule, the cream, and we've got the booster and the serum because we know many of you that have a very intricate ritual that you use the booster with this line as well. So it's $480, and with this as a promotion, we do have 2 free products for you. We've got the oil mist and the BB cream. A lot of people love to pair the oil mist right before the calming gel, right, and really take care of their skin in the most advanced way. And of course, the BB cream is an awesome product to finish your ritual and debut your beautiful face into the world. So this is available as of right now on Riman.com, and so you can get your hands on it. It's available until the 25th, but I do want to make a big disclaimer, or until supplies last. We set aside only so many for promotional periods. So if you want it, I encourage you to get it sooner than later. Okay. Now, the next slide will show you the second promotional bundle that we have. This is the Advanced Riman Ritual. And this comes with the double cleansers, the active powder, because the cleansing set goes with both lines, the EX line, as well as the Radiantum line. And then you get the toner, the ampule, and the cream in the Radiantum 100 line. And you do get that free oil mist as well. This is $355, and of course you get the free oil mist, a $35 value, I believe. So this is available for you right now. This is a great set to start with if you haven't used the Radiant 100 line. And again, the EX line, the Expert line, and the Radiantum line are their own entities, like Angie said. You don't need both. I want to make that very clear. However, you can use both. You can use, one by day and one by night. And I saw somebody in the chat also say that they use the Radiantum in the morning. And again, that's okay. That's totally okay. It's all about you finding your own Riman ritual. We were saying, we advise you to, if you're going to use them both daily, we're saying at night, only because of the microfluidizer liposomal technology, because it's so advanced and it helps really deliver those targeted ingredients to deeper layers for targeted performance. The nighttime is when your body recovers, when it just resets itself, it recharges itself. And so for all processes that your body incurs, the nighttime is just a wonderful time to have advanced, advanced rituals, as well as just anything that you want your body to optimize. So this is available as of 6 p.m. So in 2 minutes, it will be live on Riman.com. So I know I've got you for 2 more minutes. So give me 2 more minutes before you go to Riman.com. We'll go to the next slide, which is just a friendly reminder that it's 31 days and counting to the incredible convention of the second half of the year, which is Riman Roadmap. It is our second convention here in North America within our first year. And if you like today's call, how would you like to see that live? How would you like to see experts on the stage answering your questions? That's going to be happening at the Riman Roadmap. So we're actually not going to do an Innovation Meets Tradition episode next month because we're doing it live. Sorry, I should say we are doing it, but we're doing it live at the event rather than online. So get your tickets. I know we're sold out, so find your ticket. I won't tell you necessarily how, but make sure you are there and you are in person to get all the content, not just on products, but on business. It's an incredible event. We are putting it together. We're so excited to see you there. Okay. Our monthly rundown to talk about all things September, including the Riman Roadmap event, is happening on the first business day of the month in September, which is September 5th. September 4th is Labor Day, so offices are closed, and we know you might be on the lake somewhere. So September 5th at 5 p.m., we will be doing our monthly rundown, where we will be talking about all things September. We'll have our President of Sales, Danny Bay. I will be on, and also Miss Katie Jones, our Director of Marketing, to talk about the event and all things happening there. So make sure and put that on your schedule right now, lock it in, and it's going to be awesome. Now, that is in September. However, August is not over. We've got lots of different events happening throughout the month. Tomorrow, we have an opportunity presentation with team leader Steve Kuhn, who does a phenomenal job. Jamie Hong is going to do a testimonial. And then the next week, we've got orientations and opportunity presentations and so much more. So make sure and stay plugged in. So that said, I want to bring on our wonderful, incredible President of Sales, Mr. Danny Bay, to help close out this call. Again, Danny, thank you so much for helping with everything that you do. Your leadership is incredible, and we're so excited to continue this month, close out in a big way, have the September convention, which I know you're helping us out with so much. So thanks again for having us on today, and we'll hand the call back to you.
Thank you very much, Betty, and thank you, Dr. Wu, and thank you, Angie. What an incredible call this has been. You know, there's a saying that knowledge is power. And I just feel like I became powerful. I just feel like I feel better and I live better just from the information we got from this tradition meets innovation. I can't wait for the session we're going to have live in Irvine, California in 31 days. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go out there and make it happen. One last thing I do want to say is that I believe that rarely ever in our lifetime, we could truly say that we're at the right place at the right time. You know, I think learning about Riman products, learning about our business model, learning about the K-Beauty, learning about what the company has done for the last 5 years in Korea, more importantly, what they've done in the last 5 months of time in North America, and the things that they have planned for us in rest of 2023, 2024 and beyond, I truly believe that we really are sitting at a gold mine where we're really at the right place at the right time, like never before. So let's really go out there and focus next 31 days and next 15 days to close out the month of August. Tomorrow presentation, English is going to be Steve Hyun and Jamie Hung. Tomorrow, Korean version is going to be done by Kate Lee, director, and also a team leader from Colorado. This Saturday, we're going to have the Korean version of the Design Your Life training. We got a lot of events happening this month, especially this week as well. We want you to win. We want you to grow with us. We want you to expand with us, and we want to see you in Irvine, California. So thank you once again, Ms. Betty Perez, Dr. Wu, and Ms. Angie, and we look forward to seeing everybody live in person in Irvine, California. God bless. We'll see you guys in Irvine.